What's up, you guys? I hope y'all doing well today. I want to do a quick little Bible study on Daniel because I'm reading the book of Daniel again, and I always refer to the lion's den in some of my videos because I just be letting you know that even though you're going to go through things, you're going to get through them with the help of God. Like even when you get casted into the lion's den, like Daniel did, God was still with him. God still sent his angel to save him, even in that situation. Whereas the enemy thought that he was doing something, like the enemy be thinking he be doing, he really wasn't doing nothing. And God does everything, and he'll allow things strategically just so he can get the glory in the end. It's just to show his sovereignty, to show that he is ruler, to show that he is the most high God. It's to show that he's the only one that has the true power and authority, because he's the Alpha, the Omega. Like, yeah, those miniature gods might have you might got a little bit of power, but you don't overpower the Most High. You don't overpower the Creator, the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning, the end, the first, and the last. No one has that kind of power like God does. So even when the enemy think he doing something, God will use situations to show you, even as a believer, why you need to be more faithful and have more faith in him and trust him, and to show other people who he is, to show your enemies once again who he is, because they seem to have forgotten. So we're gonna read this because I love Daniel. Like I love Daniel. I love Joseph. I love Jeremiah. Those are my favorite. Joseph is my favorite. Abraham is my favorite, because I relate to them. So I really love them. But we know that Daniel was gifted because he was cunning. Let me read this little part to y'all. He was cunning in knowledge. He was skilled. He was gifted. He had spiritual gifts that God placed on him. So it says that he was a child with no blemish. Him and the other three that was from the captivity of Judah that the kings chose to be leaders of all the wise men, because they were very wise. So they chose a few of them from the children of captivity of Judah to lead all of the wise men, all of the astrologers, the Chaldeans, all of the sorcerers, all the people who can interpret dreams and visions, all the ones who have that type of magical power, so they would say. But it's really spiritual gifts in a grand scheme of things, because people do have the ability to interpret. They have the dreams. God has given us gifts. God has put something in every last one of us. You might not know it yet because you haven't built your relationship with God so he can reveal it to you. Some of us, period, you've had certain gifts since a child. It's been in you since you were born. You were born with these gifts, but a lot of times, due to your light that was in you, depending on the kind of family you come from, like I talk about a lot, in a lot of narcissistic families, they dim your light. And some of them are heathens. They don't believe in God, and they don't believe in the true power of God. It's like they believe on a low vibrational level of who God is, but they don't really know who God is. They know of God, but they don't know who he is, and they don't understand the favor that he really has on his people. They don't understand that the spiritual gifts that people have. Some of these people that now prophesy, they've been able to do that since a child. They've had these gifts. Like, he's put a gift in everybody. My gift is teaching. Some other people's gifts is their talents and things that they can do. They're creative. They can draw. They can sing. Like, he put something in everybody. Your gift might not be what the next person is, but you have something in you. You have to get with God, though, so he can bring it up out of you. So I relate to Daniel in the sense of this. So when they came to take over Babylon or whatever, all of that, we'll get more into all of the tea about all of that. We'll get into that, but this is really about Daniel, and I don't want to make it super long because it really wasn't supposed to be super long or nothing. But when they was choosing people, they wanted someone who was cunning. It says children in whom was no blemish, but well favored and skillful in all wisdom, cunning in knowledge and understanding science, and such and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they may teach the learning in the tongue of the Chaldeans. So they wanted leaders. They wanted someone that can be over the other Chaldeans to teach the rest. Like, you know, you want to be able to teach people. And the astrologers and all of those people, they're considered wise people. The kings would consider them wise people. Just like if y'all watch my prophetic warning videos about what I was talking to y'all about what's going to happen with Russia, the presidents, they use astrologers and stuff. They use this stuff. They study science. They study the stars. They study these things. But when you are gifted by God, your spiritual gift overpowers all of that. This is why God doesn't want us to basically partake in astrology and all of that stuff, to try to study all of that, to see, to predict based off what the cycle of the stars and all of that is. Because your spiritual gift, if you have spiritual gifts, you don't really need that stuff. And that's how Daniel basically was. He had gifts that he didn't need. He was above all the astrologers, the Chaldeans, all of them who can do the magic and who can observe the stars and all that. He was above that because he had the gift from God. He had true wisdom that was gifted to him from God to interpret dreams, to tell you what the dream was and interpret it. That's why the king ended up placing him above the Chaldeans, because the Chaldeans, he brought the Chaldeans to them, and the king was like, I need you to tell me what this dream was that I had. Because, you know, we'll get dreams sometimes and forget the dream. We'll forget what the dream was about. But Daniel was able to not only tell you what your dream was, but he was telling you the message of the dream. What did your dream mean? And there's other people out here in modern day times that still have these same abilities to tell you that. But the thing was, with the reason why they chose Daniel and put him above all the wise men is because when the president, I call them, nowadays terms, they're presidents, but in the book, they call them kings. Kings is just the presidents, literally. But in the text, when Nebuchadnezzar, y'all, I don't know how to say these names, Nebuchadnezzar, him, which was the prince over Babylon, the king of Babylon. And when they came, this is when they came to Jerusalem to take over the land. When they came over there, and he wanted the astrologers and the Chaldeans and them to tell him, hey, what was the dream that I dreamt? Like, he didn't know what that was about. He forgot the dream. So when he went to the Chaldeans to have them to tell him, like, hey, I dreamt this dream last night. Can you tell me what it was? They couldn't even do it. So he was like, man, we casting, we doing away with y'all. That's when they called Daniel. They was like, well, let's see what Daniel was about. Like, he's of God. So Daniel was considered better than them, because it says, and in all matters of wisdom and understanding that the king inquired of them, he found them 10 times better than all the magicians and astrologers that were in all his room. So they felt Daniel, Hannah, Mishael, and Azariah, which they then changed her name to Abednego. Those are y'all know they gave them new names. They gave them new names once they came and took over. I don't understand why they do that, but I guess to give them a new identity, just like they have done. I mean, look at history. Y'all see and that's what God does too. When he gives you a new position, he changes your name. So a lot of this stuff stems from what God does. Once he give you your prime, once he give you your purpose in life, and once he teaches you what you're here to do, once he changes you, once he, polish you up, he changes your name. Like he has done to Jacob. Jacob went from Jacob to Israel. Abram went from Abram to Abraham. Sarah went from Sarai to Sarah. Paul went from Saul to Paul. It's just, God started this stuff. And then these kings, they like to copy, as they do. So Daniel was well favored. So let's go on, because I always end up going. I'm not trying to go over all of Daniel, but I really wanted to go over with you guys, was about the lion's den and why we have to really trust, and we have to learn to really trust God. So I want to read this to y'all. But basically, once God kicked the other king, Nebuchadnezzar or whatever, kicked him out, and all of that. Once he kicked them out, there was a new king that he put in place. Like, he put Darius, the Median. And the thing is, Daniel was able to interpret all these dreams. He was able to interpret what the handwriting on the wall was. You know, he was able to interpret these things. And that's why Daniel was so favored. Just like if you see the pattern, even with Joseph, Joseph was favored. Even when they thought that his brothers thought they was doing something. We're going to do a separate video about Joseph too. But when they thought they were doing something, Joseph ended up finding favor in him because he was able to interpret the dream. He was able to tell what was to come through his gift of being close to God. Because God will reveal things to you that nobody else. It says he reveals the deep and secret things. He knows what is in the darkness and the light. I'm going to read y'all this part right quick. Because it says, then was the secret revealed to Daniel in night vision. Then Daniel blessed the God of heaven. Because when the king said, what was this dream? Daniel was like, all right, give me tonight. Let me rest on this tonight. And by tomorrow, I'm going to let you know what that was about. Because God had to reveal it to Daniel. So give me time and I got you. I'm going to let you know what that was about. So, you know, God told Daniel the message, and God gave him the vision and everything, and he brought it back to him. And so when he revealed what the dream was, Daniel answered and said, blessed to the name God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. And he changed the times and the seasons. He removes kings and setteth up kings. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. He reveals the deep and secret things. He knows what is in the darkness and the light that dwells within him. I thank you and praise you, O God of my fathers, who has given me wisdom and might and has made known to me now what we desire of you. For you has now made known to us the king's matter. So he was happy about, you know, getting revealed that, because, you know, if Daniel would have not revealed what the dream was, all of them was going to die. All the Chaldeans, astrologers, all the considered wise men, the king had put a hit out basically on all the wise men, destroyed them all. They serve no use. They act like they're wise for no reason. They know this stuff, but you couldn't even interpret the dream. You can't even tell me what's to come so that I could, make my play and get my defense. What good are you? In the prophetic warning videos that I did, I told y'all that the presidents use it. Putin, whatever you pronounce his name, he used what was the guy name? I forgot. Y'all gotta watch that prophetic warning playlist, because he used I think that his name was Alexandra. I don't remember what his name was, but in the videos back then, I was telling y'all that they offed the daughter of the wise man, the astrologer. I wouldn't say he's an astrologer, but put and use him because he can interpret dreams and stuff like that. They still use this stuff to this day. And that's why Putin had him on standby. They keep these, I'm sure Biden and them do too, so they can know what's coming up. So they can know what's going to happen. So they can know the plays, that's going to happen. So they could try to prevent certain things or get themselves in position for when it comes. Just like I done said, I hope they don't get to reach. They don't get to reaching out to me. Don't get to reaching out to me. But then you helped them. He helped them interpret the dream and kept it real and let them know what was going to come. But even Putin uses him, and that's why they was trying to off that man, unalive the man that Putin uses to tell him what's going to come. So they tried to off him. They thought they was offing him the whole time. The daughter was driving his car that day, and they end up bombing the car, and they actually unalived the daughter instead of him. So I talk about that in that prophetic warning playlist about that. But this stuff is serious. This just goes to show how all this stuff, is still going on. This stuff is still going on. See? Yeah, because God is the one who reveals deep and secret things. I'm telling you, I'm living it. Everything that I know, it took for God to move me away from everybody. And he started revealing to me things in isolation. This is why I tell y'all the importance of being alone, getting your alone time. And that's what the one thing the enemy try to convince everybody to be afraid of, is to be afraid of being alone. The enemy try to convince you of that, because he knows what God will do in your alone time with you if you let him. This is why you need to get your alone time, because that is where he's going to do his greatest work on you. That's going to be where he reveal all things that you never even knew you were dealing with, internal fights that you're dealing with that you don't even know, that you never knew, things that happened in childhood that you forgot because your brain is fogged and things has happened, you forget. He gonna jog it. He gonna tell you why you that way, why you fighting certain addictions you fighting, why you attract certain people you attract, why you cling on tight to things, what type of attachment style you have. He's gonna reveal the whys, why you suffer from these mental illnesses that they say, what's the root behind these things. That's what he's gonna do in that alone time. But so many people will never get the gracious love and see the true benefit of that relationship with God, because you won't allow it, because you're scared to be alone. When that's when he's going to do his best, greatest work on you. That's when he's going to, everything that, man, a lot of y'all that had certain gifts since childhood, able to have visions like that's so Raven, and you can see into the future, and you don't even understand what that's about. You don't understand because you don't understand you're gifted, baby. It's a gift. But they didn't put people on medicine and told them they crazy for hearing these voices and for hearing this. Like, we're going to eventually get deeper into that stuff, but let me try to stay on focus with the video. I've talked about, because most times in my videos, I drop stuff on it, but we're going to have actual videos about this stuff, because it's really gifts. It's really gifts, but they demonize a lot of this stuff. And they'll try to put you on medications for this stuff, when really you're gifted. My ability to tell the truth, me being the truth teller and always having that teaching spirit on me since a child, I always just wanted to teach, and that's still who I am. That is still on me. It's in you, because that's a gift that was given to you from God. Nobody can give you these things. No human can give you that. God is the one. Like Daniel said, he revealed the deep and secret things, the deep and secret things. A lot of the stuff that I know now, I didn't know before I had my spiritual awakening. I didn't know this stuff before he moved. It took for him to move me away. I already had a spiritual awakening in Maryland. That's when I first started awakening to what was really going on around me. But then he had to move me away. Go to a land far away, where no one knows you. Go away, because that's where I'm going to do my work on you. And it was during this time where he really was able to show me things and reveal things to me. As soon as I got to Texas and opened up this book, when he led me to this, he led me to stuff about Joseph and then Jeremiah. And then I'm like, oh, this is even the deepest secrets that he's revealing to me now, like, that is now my purpose to teach what the tree of life really is, like all of this stuff. As time goes on, I'm going to drop these videos. That's why I really got to stay focused. And the one thing the enemy wants to do is get me off focus, but I'm fighting it. Because these are the things that God revealed to me. And in the due time, he's going to have me to reveal things to you guys. But anyways, let's get back. But that's what if y'all want, we can, in another video, we'll do the different stories, but that's the main thing that he was doing in the book of Daniel. He was, the kings was having dreams, he was interpreting, and he was well favored because he was above, that's why Daniel ended up getting placed above all the wise men, because at first they was going to smoke them all, and then when Daniel heard that, when he heard what was going on, and he found out that the guard was coming to unalive all the wise men, everybody who had these gifts, because of the Chaldeans not being able to interpret that dream. Daniel was like, why did the king declare such this haste thing? Like, what's up with that? And he was like, well, because he couldn't interpret the dream for him. So he found that you guys serve no purpose. So he want all of y'all gone. Daniel was like, hold up. He talked to his friends, Abednego in there. He like, this is what's going on. He was like, all right, let me sleep on it. Let me consult with God and let me ask him what this vision is that you got. And he gonna reveal it to me and I'm gonna reveal it to you. So even with the handwriting on the wall, they did some graffiti and they like, well, what is this thing? What does this message mean? What is it? And that's when Daniel was like, well, this is what's going to happen. God is going to take you. God going to take you away, Nebuchadnezzar, whatever his name is, you gonna get casted out. You gonna be eaten with the beast. You gonna get thrown from your throne. You not gonna be in that high-ranking position no more. Somebody else is coming after you. And if y'all understand, like, that's why I say everything starts from here. Everything starts from God's ways. If we read this stuff and you understand, like, presidency, how they have their different terms, that's because God allows this. This is what God did to them, the kings back then. You don't get forever reign. You have your season, and then that's it. You get your terms, you get a couple years, and then, okay, debunk you, because a lot of times they get in these positions and they end up corrupting the nation. So you got to get thrown from, they get on these high horses like they do. This is why it doesn't matter what gift you are. These pastors, like, look at what we've been talking about in the last Bible study video about the black church, about the churches, period. They get into these positions and you think you on top of the world because you pastor now. And now you think that because you were anointed and you are anointed, you get to getting carried away. You think you can come in and now start to think that you are God yourself, and you start to lead the people astray, and that's not what God wants. So what God giveth, he can take it away, and he will take it away. And where you once was on your high horse, now you'll be down there as a bottom feeder, eating with the beasts of the field under the tree, if I can sit over here. You go from here to there. So the message on the wall was basically saying that there was going to be a new king coming in. Nebuchadnezzar, you're done with. I'm bringing in the Medianites. Well, I'm bringing in the Medians and the Persians. So that's what the message was saying. So the message says, and in this writing that was written, many tekel apartion. This is the interpretation of the thing. God has numbered your kingdom and finished it. So many meant God has numbered your kingdom and finished it. Tekel. So this was the writing that was on the writing that was on the wall. So when the new king came in, which was what this message was saying, the message was saying that there's going to be a new king coming in. So when the new king came in, which was Darius, the Median, Darius was hating on Daniel. He couldn't find no fault in Daniel. Like, they wanted to, so I'm gonna read this. Of course it ends up getting long, as always, but it's okay. So basically, Darius was the new king, and Daniel already had favor, so he kind of knew about Daniel, and he wanted to set up, I'm gonna just read this little part. So it says, it pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom, and over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give accounts to them, and the king should have no damage. So basically, like they have the structure now, like you got your president, and then he has his officials. He got people underneath him. You got, your guards. You have the different levels of government that they have. Just like behind every governor, you got you got the people, your other government officials that help to run the country and to run the state. You have the people around you. You give everybody a position so that everything can flow. So they wanted Daniel to be over those 120 people. So over the 120 princes, the presidents over them, Daniel was supposed to be one of the first. So they wanted to know that he wasn't corrupt, though. They wanted to make sure he wasn't corrupt, and they couldn't find no fault in Daniel. So it says, then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault, for as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. So they couldn't find no fault in him. They was like, this dude, he's just too good. He's honorable. He's trustworthy to be in this high-ranking position, to be, administrator over all these other people, because we know he's not corrupt. He's not going to get in here and do no foul stuff. But of course, they wanted to try to find fault in him. So it says, then said these men, we shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. So they like, the only thing that we can get this man on is something with him and God, because he is so prayed up. He's so faithful to his God. Because even the Abednego in him, which was the 4 Abednego, Hannah, what was their names again? The 4 friends that were all from the captivity of Judah when they all were there. So it was Daniel, Hannah, Mishael, and Azariah, which they changed their names to Shadrach, Mishael, Abednego, and then Daniel's name was changed to Belshazzar. Y'all, I don't know these names. You know, and even the friends, they didn't bow down to no other gods either. They like, man, we know who our God is. We don't care that y'all bow down to graven molten images, this gold image. We're not doing that. So when everybody else bowed down, the friends were standing there like, we're not doing that. And the guards that was watching, they called it out to the king and went and told the king, like, look, they didn't bow down like they were supposed to. So they had to suffer. They were supposed to suffer for that, because the thing was, if anybody who doesn't bow down to this molten image, this golden image, anybody who don't bow down to this, you will get thrown in the fiery furnace. That's when the king first realized the power. One of the first ways he realized the power of God was when he put them friends in the fiery furnace, and they said, I'm gonna go read a part. It said, wow, where's the fiery furnace? Because it just goes to show that as long as God with you, if God is for you, who could be against you? Because when they threw them in the fiery furnace for not bowing down to dedicate to that golden image that the king Nebuchadnezzar was trying to get everybody to do, when they didn't bow down to that, they like, we don't care, throw us in the fiery furnace, then we're still not bowing down to that molten image. We don't do that. That's not what we do. And when they would put them in the furnace, when they threw them in the furnace, it was 3 of them that was in the furnace, and a 4th person, we're gonna read it. I was not supposed to do all of this, but whatever. Obviously, I was supposed to do it. Because once again, this is just show that God has the final say. God has the final say. So it says, and he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen in their heads, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeding the hot flame of fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So the men that actually, the guards that was to put them in the furnace, they the ones who end up getting burnt by how hot the fire was coming from it when they was trying to put them in there. So it says, and these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down bound into the midst of the fiery furnace. So they end up falling into it too. And it says, and Neshbar the king was astonished and rose up in haste and spoke and said to his counselors, did we not cast 3 men into the midst of the fire? Then answered and said to the king, yeah, we did. Yeah, you did, O king. He said, and lo, I see 4 men loose walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of the 4th son is like the Son of God. So basically, God showed up and walked them through, got them through that. Literally. They saw the 4th person there. So they saw the 4th, they saw that spirit there with them. They say, hold up, somebody's like walking with them through it. They made it out with no blemish. You walk through a fire that hot and you come out untouched, boo. That ain't nothing but God. So that's when they was like, oh, God had to keep allowing these things to happen for them to be like, wow, we're going to have our people to serve your God. We're going to have our people to serve your God because we see how powerful your God is. Your God will save you. Your God will come and free you. Your God will deliver you from this thing, deliver you from the evil. So let's go back to when Daniel's getting thrown in the lion's den. So it says, I forgot where we left off, y'all. Okay, so I forgot where we left off with the lion's den part, but I know we was at, so it says, they said these men, we should not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it in him against concerning the law of his God, because unless he go against God's ordinances, that's the only thing that that's the only way we can find fault of him, is him doing something against God. So it says, then these presidents and princes assembled together to the king and said to him, King Darius live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors and the princes, the counselors and the captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of them, you will be cast into the dens of lions. Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing that it cannot be changed according to the law of Medes and Persians, which alters not. Wherefore King Darius signed the writing and the decree. So Darius, as the king, as the president, and y'all know presidents do that now. They are the ones that do the signing. They're the ones, that's all they do is sign this stuff. They sign off whatever everybody around them is pressuring them to do, the topics at hand. They present it to you. You got to sign off on this thing. You sign off on now they call them treaties, or what they used to call them treaties. I don't know what they call them now. But all of this stuff is the same. The decree, the treaty, the law of covenant, whatever we want to talk about, the new laws, sign off on it. All of it is paper to pen. That's the effect of paper to pen. That just goes to show you how effective paper to pen is. This is why they say get it in writing, because it's supposed to be law. So it says, now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his God as he did before. Like, he still kept doing what he normally do, which is pray 3 times a day. And yeah, he make his prayers known. He commune with God 3 times a day. He not doing that for nobody. That's just what he do, period. And this is why I say, well, I don't know how often they do it, but this is why I say that Muslim, a lot of their practices actually is law. Like, I see the benefit of it, and I know the benefit of praying multiple times a day. This is how I have gotten closer to God, praying multiple times a day. It's not just asking for things. It's just genuine thanks, just communication. I might ask for some stuff too. And I want to do another video about that, about the difference between prayer and supplication, because that's something I see a lot in here as I be reading about prayer and supplication. And they're similar, but they're like different. So I want to talk about that in another video, because a lot of people do a lot of making supplications, but not truly praying. You're only talking to God to ask for things. I feel like, I guess I'll talk about that in that video whenever I do it. But I honestly believe prayer is more intense, is more personable than just supplication, just begging. Because supplication is you're asking for something. You're a beggar. You're asking for things. You're asking for something, but you're not sitting there talking to him, really appreciating God. And I think prayer is more intense. You know, of course you might make requests known to God, what you want and things that you need help with, things that you need to be delivered from, you make that known, but you also, praise him in the same aspect, like praise him for what he's already done for you, what you already have. It's kind of like giving that thanks and gratitude to him, which, speaking of gratitude, make sure y'all get y'all gratitude e-journals. Because you do want to practice more gratitude. That's showing your appreciation to God. That's how you can worship God, by showing what you're appreciative for, what you're appreciative of that you already have. So get your gratitude e-journals. Link in my description box, or it's also in the link on my home page of my YouTube profile or whatever. But get your gratitude journals, you guys, because that is how you show God that you really are appreciative of what you have right now. It's how you show that you appreciate what you have now, and you grateful for it, so that you can get more. Like, you want more, but show that you are appreciative of what he's already blessed you with. Show that you're grateful for even being able to get up and have breath this morning, that you're able to have the freedom to go outside, that you have the ability to walk, the ability to talk, because some people don't have a voice. They can't talk. My grandmother is deaf. She can't talk even if she wanted to. She can't hear her children. She can't hear our voices even if she wanted to. So be thankful that your ears are working. Be thankful. I told y'all I had an ear issue that I had to get surgery from, because I was hearing my heartbeat in my ear. My hearing was thrown off because of the issue that was going on in my ear. And I appreciated the doctor so much. Dr. I forgot what his name was, honestly. Oh, Dr. Eisenhower. I appreciated him so much because it was like, you saved me. Like, I don't hear that noise in my ear no more. Just having gratitude for the people, places, things that God has blessed you with, that he has put in your path. He's put these people in your path. He led you to the person that healed you from whatever you have went through, or whatever it is. You have to show gratitude because it's a blessing. You don't know how good it is to have something until you don't. And this is why I say it's the benefit of having a relationship with God. It brings you a peace like no other. So you want to have gratitude. So get your gratitude e-journals, y'all, and let's finish this, because y'all know I would start a whole like sermon. Because it's true. I'm living it, and I know that's something every morning that I do. I'm not just waking up just asking for something every day. It's just genuine thanks for waking me up. Genuine thanks for getting me home safely with my 2 children. Genuine thanks for getting my kids home, from school. Like, genuine just not only requesting things, but grateful for what you already have done for me. Because it's a blessing, and that is what brings me peace, just knowing that you really got me. Thank you for covering me. Thank you for saving me all these times. Child, don't look at me going to crying. Let's finish reading. Let's finish reading. God has made me a true crybaby. Like, I never used to cry a lot, but since I've been on this journey, I cry all the time. I wasn't no sucker, like, no, but all that anger that was in me, it has now turned to just compassion, grace, even for others. Like, yeah, I get mad about certain things that people have done to me sometimes, but it's like, I don't know. It's just like a newfound peace that I have in my soul, where I'm not so angry no more. Like, my first response isn't just to, like, sometimes I still got my moments, but overall, it's like I see how God has really, just the power of God. It really just shows me through my character, through how he's building me, how he's strengthening me, how he's just the newfound peace that I have, even when I don't have all the things that I be praying for. I don't have all those things yet. I even get mad sometimes still, but it's like I get humbled instantly. I get convicted instantly, like, girl, hold up. Then I have to go write in my gratitude journal and be like, look at what you do have, though. Look at how far you have came. Look, remember where you was last year. I go back and look at my photo albums, and me and my daughter even be talking about it. Like, just the simple things now when we leave the mall, we going home from, we going actually to our own home. We're not going back to the shelter. We don't have to be back by 8 o'clock when we go out and have fun for the day. We don't have that restriction on us. It just, a lot to be thankful for. Yesterday when we was leaving the mall, I was like, at least we going home. Like, it's things that we still want. And, things ain't how it used to be. Because she be like, Mommy, I just can't wait for you to, for us to have our money and like all this stuff. And I be like, I know, but look, at least we going home to our own home now. We didn't have to leave to get back by this time or all of this stuff. So I'm just grateful. Because when you go through things in life, it show you why you do need to be appreciative, and why you do need to get on your knees and pray every day. And even if you can't drop down to your knees, just the simple communicating with God every day and throughout the day, so that he can keep leading you, and that, just everything is very overwhelming. Even more recently, like, feathers are following me everywhere. They are just swarming my life right now. And when I look up the meaning of feathers and all of that, it's just like, to know that you are protected like this, to know that they really with you. God has his angels really with you wherever you go. Just to get the confirmations that he will give me through just being out. Like, it's like an overwhelming feeling of love that I've never felt before. The love that I was seeking so diligently from men, my mama, the world, flesh, the things that I was seeking from them. I now have that from God. It's just like an overwhelming sense of safety that I have when with humans, I don't really feel safe, but just to know that I'm good. I don't have no fear. Like, I don't feel like I'm in a state all by myself and don't know nobody, like, because I'm covered. I'm covered. He shows me this every day just by what he put in my path. Just even when certain thoughts come across my mind, and how, like earlier, just that butterfly just came, like the timing. That's how you know God, because it be the timing of things that just be like, you really love me like this. You really do love me like this. Like, dang, somebody really does love me. Like, when you felt like nobody loved you, like, that's a love that God will give you when you looking for love in all the wrong places. When you get this relationship with God, it's just like, dang, you really do love me. Like, somebody really does love me. Besides my kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, your kids love you. And even that, it's just like gratitude for even having, you know, I get irritated with I know I'm getting off a little bit, y'all, but I get irritated because my kids are so clingy to me. I be getting mad and like, just leave me alone for a minute. Like, I don't have to be around y'all all day. Like, we just hung out and I come back, I want to get time to myself. Y'all keep coming to the door and all of that. This is like, just give me time to myself. But I appreciate they really love me. Like, the fact that they really do want to be around me, it says a lot that of who I am to them. They really do appreciate me, and they love me, and they really want to be around me. They don't care if we all just sitting here in silence. They just want to be around me. So it's a beautiful feeling, and I'm grateful for my babies. But let's finish going, y'all. All right, y'all, my phone died. And I needed to get my little stuff together anyway. So where was we at? So it says, now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his God as he did before. Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his God. They came near and spoke before the king concerning the king's decree. Have you not signed a decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any god or man within 30 days shall be cast into the lion's den? And the king said, yes, I did make this thing true according to the law of Medes and Persians, you know, which alters not, which means which I haven't changed. So it says, then answered they and said before the king that Daniel, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regardeth you not, O king, nor the decree that you have signed, but make his petition 3 times a day. So they basically said to him, you know, went snitching, saying, well, Daniel, you said this, but Daniel up there in his room, he's still making his petitions known 3 times a day. He disregarding what your decree was, O king. So what are you going to do about this? So it says, then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And he labored to the going down of the sun to deliver him. So he waited till basically the sun was getting ready to set to deliver him into the lion's den. Like, so it says, then these men assembled to the king and said to the king, O king, that the law of the Medes and Persians is that no decree nor statute with the king established may be changed. Then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spoke and said to Daniel, your God who you serve continually, he will deliver you. He was trying to be funny the whole time. He did anyway. So it says, and a stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet and with the signet of his lords, and that the purpose might not be changed, concerning Daniel. So it says, then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting. Neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. Then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste to the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice to Daniel. And the king spoke and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, is your God whom you serve continually able to deliver you from the lions? Then said to Daniel to the king, O king, live forever. My God has sent his angel and has shut the lion's mouth, that they have not hurt me. For as much as before him innocency was found in me, and also before you, O king, I have done no hurt. Then was the king exceedingly glad for him and commanded that they should take Daniel about the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his God. Do y'all hear that? Do y'all see the power of that? Daniel stayed 10 toes down, knowing that his God will deliver him from this evil, because he know I really didn't do nothing. I'm innocent. And my God will deem me and redeem me, finding me innocent, because he knows who I am. And even though this is you putting me in a situation where I could get eaten by these lions, God, once again, even when you threw me in the lion's den, and God still allowed me, he didn't save him from going in the den just simply because he knows he's innocent and he favors Daniel. He didn't just stop him from going into the den. He didn't say, nah, I'm gonna save you from going in the den. Nah, he let him go in the den because it wasn't about Daniel. This is what I'm saying. A lot of the times the stuff you go through, it ain't even about you. It ain't about you. It's to show those around you his power. It's to show those around you, to shut the mouths of your enemies. It's to show them. They making fun of you, making fun of me for my situation, making fun of you. But once again, God won't let you get in that situation. He let me go homeless. He let me do all that just for the people who laughing in the back saying, oh, but your God sent you on this journey. Oh, but your God, all this about your God, all the naysay, all the slander, all the blasphemy that these people had to commit against me for me going on my spiritual journey, for me believing in God, for me doing the unthinkable, for me going on my faith walk. Well, I didn't know what was to come. I didn't know anything. I just did it. Blind faith, having that crazy faith, just when everybody think I'm crazy because of the faith I had in God. The God that I know I was communicating with, the God that I built a relationship with, the God that I heard tell me go that day and start packing. They didn't understand what I was doing, but it wasn't for them. When you're going through certain things, it ain't even about you. It's about what he's getting ready to do through you. He get ready to shut them same people's mouth through using you. He used Daniel just to show them who he was. Because even they wasn't really even sure. Because you never seen something so powerful like that. You don't understand it because it's new. It's new to me. Some of this stuff still shocks me. So I know it's shocking to people who don't believe in God. I know it's shocking to people who had stuff to say about me and my journey. I know it's shocking them. It still shocks me. What did it say? Astonished. The king was astonished. I'm even learning new vocabulary listening to this. I like that. I'm astonished. I'm shocked, baby. I can't even believe it. I know you can't believe it. But God will let you go through that. This just goes to show his sovereignty. He's not going to save you from it happening. No, he's going to let it happen because he needed to happen. To teach you to have faith. And Daniel held on to his faith. He said, oh, my God sent his angel. And he shut the lion's mouth. And in this picture, I'm glad I got this Bible. I told y'all this was the Bible I first read, which is my daughter's children's Bible. And I love the pictures in here. This was the Bible that I first read when I got to Texas before I started reading this big Bible because it was pretty intimidating to read with the lingo and all of that. But now that I have a little bit more understanding, it's a little easier for me to read it. I still get challenged sometimes. But overall, it's much easier for me to read the King James Version now. And I'm actually about to order some actual other hard copies of the other versions because I want them all before they take them off the face of the earth. Because I think it'd be a little easier at least to read from the New King James Version. But I wanted to just show y'all the picture because the picture is in here. Daniel in the lion's den. So this is where they threw him in the lion's den. This is a really good book. Y'all need to order this book for y'all kids. I got this book from this store back here, Ollie's, and it was only $5.99. And I got this in Baltimore, and this is the book. These are the books. When I didn't bring much with me to Texas, the only thing I had was these two books, my like a little spiral like this, which would have all my goals and stuff in it. My MacBook, my stand right here that I'm holding the phone on, and I had me one pair of panties. I came with the outfit that I had on, the pair of Uggs I had on, the jacket I had on. We came to Texas with barely nothing, literally. We bought everything new once we got here. When I tell you, I just took what God led me to take, and I even almost threw this book away. But y'all know how in like the movies where it be like the scene, you can see like the stuff that, you know, if in the scene they leave something behind, and it'll end up showing that object in the movie. Like, you know, I felt like that situation with this. It was like God was showing me that I was leaving this behind. Like, it was just so crazy how I threw all the books away, but then my baby dad, my daughter's dad, he took all the books back out the bin, because I was having him clean her room out and threw all the stuff in there. And he took all the books out of there. And when I saw this book like sticking out, it was like calling me. Like, it was so weird. And I just like, let me grab that one. And I almost threw them away. And he took them out. He took them out the bin and set them all there. He said, he's like, you throwing these books away? I'll take the books to my house. And then I end up, as I was hurrying up and packing up the bag, I saw this, because I was packing up my daughter, all her dolls and stuff. I was hurrying up and packing that Saturday morning when everything had went down. You know, when my second BD popped up at the house and all of that, and I had limited time to just get remaining stuff. I saw this book. It was sitting there, and I took it. I was like, let me grab this. But anyways, I did this to show y'all the picture, how he chilling. Because I'm glad I read this, because reading this, where he say, you know, God, my God, an angel has sent and shut the lion's mouth or whatever, and they not hurt me. Then you sitting here chilling with the lions. He's sitting here chilling. They put him in a den and closed it. So basically put a top over this big old thing, kept him in there. The lions were supposed to devour him, chew him to pieces. And they took the top off this thing, and they see him in there chilling, hugged up with the lions. Come on now. Talk about I know they was mad. Come on now. I know they was mad, big mad, heavy on the mad, big mad. Look at their faces, looking shocked. Mad with the stuck face. What the world? How? Once again, dang. I know they was like, dang, I hate that motherfucker. I hate him. He just won't, man. His God is just, who is his God? That's how they be doing me. I know they be like, who is this God she serve? Ain't nothing stopping her. Every trick that they set out, she's still, man, what? I know they be mad, heavy on the mad. But you can too have this favor. They be mad when they can too have the favor, but they be so busy trying to work against God instead of working with him, not knowing that all he wants you to do is work with him. Anybody can have that favor if you give it, if you set up that dynamic, if you be that trusting person, if you change your character. Like, what? You don't gotta envy me. He said, I hate your God. Why you hate my God? The whole time, my God is the same one who marked you and chose you, but you so busy mad at him. And it's okay to be mad because of your circumstances, because it's okay to get mad at God, but to commit straight blasphemy and start disrespecting him because you don't understand what he's doing, instead of sitting there and asking, how about ask him to reveal why he's doing that, and be patient for him to reveal it to you, and stop looking at him like a genie. Instead of doing that, people will really get mad at him like that. And it's okay to get mad. You're human. In any relationship, you're going to get mad. It is no different with you and God. You think if you start looking at God as an actual figure, just like your person in your life, if you look at him like that and understand that it's the same kind of relationship, if you look at God as having a relationship like with your parents, if you look at it like that and stop looking at him as just some genie and whatever everybody else thinks, if you look at him and understand that it's a person, well, you know, act as if it's a person. Act as if he's a person, a true person that's in your daily life. Talk to him like you would talk to your spouse, your significant other, like you would talk to your homegirls. You come to him with those questions because he's the only one that can save you. He's the only one that can deliver you. That's why his whole thing with this worshiping false idols, just like people do now, we're worshiping these celebrities, false idols who can't save you. They can deliver you not. They can't reveal to you the deep, dark secrets of your soul. They can't reveal to you nothing. Yeah, you idol these things and these people, and they can't deliver you. You worship a God that cannot deliver you. You want to worship the God that can deliver you. I am that I am, the Most High. That's who you want to pray to. That's who you want to worship. The only one who can truly deliver. You know, so that was the main reason I did this video, honestly, was to talk about this part, how even still, when he got in the den, and then I guess I can finish reading after, because even after that, so it says, you know, so Daniel was taken up out the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his God. And the king commanded, and they brought those men which had accused Daniel. They cast them into the den of lions, them, their children, and their wives. And the lions had the mastery of them, and broke all their bones in pieces, or ever they came at the bottom of the den. Then King Darius wrote to all people, nations, languages that dwell in all the earth, peace be multiplied to you. I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom, men tremble and fear before the God of Daniel. For he is the living God, and steadfast forever. And his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even to the end. He deliver and rescue, and he works signs and wonders in heaven and in earth, who has delivered Daniel from the power of the lions. So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius and in the reign of Cyrus the Persian. So I'm actually about to finish reading this once I'm done with this video. I'm going to finish reading the rest of it. But the God who can deliver, you have no fear. When God is for you, who can be against you, baby? No matter what the situation look like. Right now, like a situation, I'd be like, it's like you have to realize no matter what you're going through in your life right now, if you have faith in God, baby, you know that this too shall pass. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Weather that storm, and God is going to be weathering it with you. Learn what you need to learn up out of that situation. Deal with it. Still praise God while you're going through it. Praise him anyway. Praise him anyway until he gets you up out of the situation. Keep praising him. Keep giving him the glory, because the one thing that the enemy wants you to do, the reason why the enemy want to send all this stuff into you, is so you can go against God. It's so you cannot have belief in him no more. So you can believe that he has forsaken you. That's what he wants you to believe. That's what he wants you, because he wants you to join his side and start to rebel against God. So when God puts you in these situations, he's testing your faith. When he allowed the enemy to get to you, he's testing you. Because just like Satan did Job, oh, you know, if you take all this stuff, he only worshiped you, he only loved you because you have blessed him with all these things. But I guarantee you, I assure you, if you take all his wealth, if you take his health, if you take his family, if you take all these things, he will surely curse you. Just like me. God like, nah, not my faithful servant Job. Nah, so let's put him to the test. Let's strip him of everything. I bet you he still believe in me. And it's true. Through it all. This is how you are become deemed faithful and loyal. When I'm telling you, on this journey that I've been through. Yeah, I had times I wanted to go back. I even booked the flight. I'm like, I'm going back, man. This is too hard. Man, what? Like, what? I'm staying down with you, and I just keep getting, but it's God sending the enemy to test. Are you trustworthy? And this is why I often say that you can tell men was made in God's image, because men will send you through these same kind of tests just to find out if you worthy before they want to commit to you. Can I trust you? Can I trust if I do this today, you still not going to tell my deepest, darkest secrets? You still not going to do this? Can I trust you? It's about trust. It's about true trust. That's what it's about in any relationship. It's about true trust. And that's what God also wants to know. You know? So that was the main reason that I wanted to read this to you guys. Because I was reading it, and all the time, sometimes I just be wanting to just, because I do a lot of, when I'm reading, I just get so much insight. And I'd be like, let me just do a video. But sometimes I'd be like, I don't want to do a video. I don't feel like doing a video. I'm just reading and I'm just getting the insight. But I'm like, I know I need to tell this to the people. Like, they need this. And then God be like, all right. God be like, do the video. Go do a video. But it's true, you guys. Trust in God. Even when he throw you in, when you get thrown in the lion's den. Trust the process. Trust that it's a reason why you're in the den. And God will come and redeem you up out of it. And have everybody shocked. They're gonna be shocked. Astonied. I think that's how you say it. I'm building my vocabulary up, y'all. And I'm trying to stop cussing. So I'm finding new ways to even cuss people out. I don't really cuss people out for real no more. Every once in a while, I did have a situation a couple weeks ago where that man pissed me off because he assaulted my intelligence. Nothing bothers me except when somebody insults my intelligence. But most times, most people don't get to me no more. I just be like, all right, whatever. Like, but now I'm trying to learn how I hit where it hurt. Like what I say earlier, I said, like, I don't care about what you're saying out your loose lips. Like, I can still offend a person and I don't even have to cuss. I don't have to say the actual profanity. So that's what I want to do, because I still do be liking to say my little stuff. Because some people do need to still get a nice little cuss out, but you need a nice nasty one. Like, have the day you deserve. And that could be, you know. So I'm still trying, because I do like to still get somebody. I like to get you, but I want to not use profanity. If I can just get you without even using profanity, I don't got to express my frustrations through profanity. Even my daughter was like, yeah, because I told her, I said, Mommy trying to stop cussing. And she was like, yeah, because I don't like it. You know, because I get mad at them sometimes. I'm like, y'all get on my nerves. Like, and it's like, you know, I don't call them out their name, like, you know, some parents do calling you out your name, but even just cussing alone while you mad, like, it really adds emphasis. And that's the reason why I even like to cuss in the first place, because I feel like it adds some oomph to what I'm saying. It's like an exclamation mark to what I'm saying. But no, we need to change those words up. So I'm definitely working on my vocabulary. And as I be reading this stuff, and like they say certain words here, and I just write it down to see what it means. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start saying that word instead. Like, you know. So that's it for this Bible study, y'all. I hope it wasn't too all over the place. I'm trying to learn how to get more structured. But I talk off the chest. I don't really like writing stuff down because I just don't. But I also understand that it would keep me on track more if I would write stuff down. But I like to just talk off it's all off the chest, baby. Right out the heart, right off the dome, like, you know, ain't no prepping. I just turn the camera on, like, oh, let me start talking. I just start talking. I don't gotta prepare for my videos. I just start talking, and it just get to coming. Might say a little prayer, like, God, help me deliver the word. Help me, you know, because I be stuttering and because of my speech issues. But overall, yeah. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope y'all got something out of this Bible study, because it's real. And yeah, it's $1 million worth of game, baby. $1 million worth of game. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Mwah. This is